Hey, Willie and Korie, thanks for joining me.
What's up?
Hey there. Thanks for having us.
Willie and Korie Robertson of Duck Dynasty, The Revival, which airs Sunday nights on A&E. As we record this, guys, several episodes have already aired. I wanted to ask you guys, how has re-entering the spotlight differed from when the first Duck Dynasty came out back in 2012?
Well, the first time around, we had no idea what to expect. It's funny because we didn't even have a store front here. We just had a warehouse. We shipped products out, and all of a sudden, people just kind of started showing up. And we were like, okay, well, I guess people are watching. That was kind of our metric. This time around, we have a store, we have a museum, we had a few things set up for customers and people to come see. So we kind of knew a little bit of what to expect this time around, and it's been fun. It's been fun getting to see, people just see our family grow and the next generation that we're in now, that we're grandparents now, and seeing our kids and grandkids. And, a lot of people really truly saw our kids grow up on television. And so that's been fun to kind of let people a little into where we are now.
For those who have not seen it, it's kind of a mixture of old characters and new characters. What inspired you to want to bring it back now?
Well, yeah, I guess it's still kind of old characters and new characters in a way. And yeah, we have gotten to last time no one knew exactly what exactly to expect. So this time with our family, especially with some of our the kids' spouses, they've never done television, so we get to kind of be the teachers. And I think bringing it back was a combination of several things. We had kind of taken a break, after Duck Dynasty, and we felt like we kind of rested up and was like, okay, and kids grow up, kids go to college, kids get married, they start having their own children, and there was always kind of this like beating drum out there from a lot of fans. Were like, oh, we wish y'all would make television again. And so and then we just got the right opportunity, got asked to do it again, and what that would look like. And so and then our kids also kind of gravitated up towards this workplace, and not necessarily that they work for Duck Commander, but they started some of their own businesses. But we're all kind of up here together, so we felt like, well, the time kind of feels right because we're all back here together again in a completely different circumstance. And so we were like, well, let's try it out. And yeah, started making it.
Yeah, the first
It's
time around, Duck Dynasty ended basically when our kids were all leaving the nest. They were going off to college, getting married, and they had kind of those years. The last 8 years of our life were that. All of our kids entering their 20s, kind of starting their own lives. And we all of a sudden looked up and like, oh, everybody's back here again, which was so fun. All of our kids are right there, basically like on our same property. Most of them are working right here at Duck Commander in some capacity. And so, yeah, it felt like the time was right.
it's still super fun and super silly. One
Okay.
episode has Uncle Si and the crew looking for Bigfoot. I won't spoil it if they find Bigfoot or not. Faith has always been central to Duck Dynasty. Each episode still ends in prayer. Why is that so important to you guys?
Well, it's kind of our whole the DNA of our family is centered around faith. It's the thing that we everything flows out of that. And so even this business, even having a business, actually, when we put the movie Out the Blind, we that was really to it was showing where mom and dad actually came to faith and showed how broken their marriage was, essentially over. And then once dad was able to give his life over to God, and she can forgive him, they keep the family together, which was the most important thing. And then this new relationship with God, obviously. But that's when dad was able to then focus and do the business. So we felt like without that happening, we wouldn't even have a business. There would be no Duck Commander, which there would be no Duck Dynasty. None of this would have happened. Korie and I probably never would have met each other through all the circumstances of how that worked out. So having that as your main thing, your main fabric that keeps everything together, we want to be able to reflect that. And we can do that through television entertainment in different ways. It doesn't have to be preaching or it can be different. You can just show kind of how that is flowing out of you through a family, through your love, through your kindness, through your forgiveness. And also, I think just by having a different perspective in life, having joy and having fun and being together and sitting around a dinner table. So having a prayer. These are small ways that can reflect that. And then if you want to know more, we have podcasts and books and other things where we can kind of go deeper into that. So the faith part was just going to have to be a part of it. It was going to be impossible to show any version of our lives, whether it's the original Duck Dynasty or the revival, without seeing where that faith component fits in.
Because that's how you guys are. Yeah, go ahead, Korie. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say the first time around, prayer wasn't like, it wasn't like when we decided to do the show, we said, we have to have a prayer in it. We really just had planned to have a family dinner in the pilot episode, and we were going to do a family dinner, and we prayed before the family dinner because it is what we do. It is who we are. It's a part of our normal life. And we honestly didn't even think that much about it until it came out. And I think that's just for us, it was such an example of the way God uses just like this little meager offering, because it was just a prayer. It wasn't anything that like fantastic. It was just a prayer in front of a meal, something that a lot of Christians around the whole entire world do. But God took that little kind of offering and he used it in really powerful ways. And we heard people say, oh my goodness, my kids will not let us eat without saying a prayer now because of your family. Or I remember this was one of the neatest like fan mail letters we got. It said that this little boy, he's like 5th grade, had started a lunch club, and they said a prayer in the cafeteria before their lunch because of our show. And so it was just this example to us of like, oh, you can just do this little seed, this little offering, this little prayer, and God can use it in ways that you could never imagine.
Willie, of course, your father passed a few weeks ago. How has that changed the tone of the show? I mean, were all the episodes recorded before that happened?
Yeah, I mean, because of my dad's condition with Alzheimer's, that he wasn't even really able to be on the show. We had one little quick moment with him, and when we start season 2, you're going to see an entire episode pretty much dedicated to kind of Phil's legacy and memory and how that affected really all of us, from his children to his grandchildren, and sort of that impact of the funeral, this thing that happened right in the middle. In fact, he passed away exactly a week before the show started. So
yeah.
I often wonder if he would have watched the show. So I don't know. If it was a big reality TV.
I don't think he watched the original, so probably not. Yeah.
They probably wouldn't have watched it. Yeah, but it changes some things, but in some ways not, because of the condition he had. We were well able to prepare. We knew, this is not going to get any better in the condition that he was in. And so you're kind of ready, and I think Phil was ready and just ready to move on and be with the Lord. And so we were prepared. I mean, we knew, because we'd seen this decline in him. And so, but then there was just this like real joy, and Phil actually said on video, like, don't be crying at my funeral, because he was so passionate about the hope that he had in heaven, the faith that he lived out, and talked about every day of his life was the day when he leaves this life, and how that was going to be amazing, and how he felt like it was going to be amazing. And so yeah, there was like a reflection of all the things he's done, but also a joy, sadness, obviously, and sad for Mom, I mean, losing her partner for 60 years, and him passing on. So
and this real like outpouring of love from the fans and people who he had impacted around the whole world was just unbelievable. And we've talked about it a lot. Like this man who lived literally like on the end of at the river, the creek, who dead end road, didn't own a cell phone, didn't own a computer, what God did in his life and how he impacted people, because he just was a passionate follower of Jesus. That's it. That's what happened before his life was leading to destruction. He found Jesus and everything changed in his life. Everything changed for our family, and everything changed for millions of people around the world who have now heard the gospel because of Phil's life. So that was something just really powerful for us to reflect on and see and hear from so many people that he impacted through his life.
Like Willie said, the Blind movie covers his testimony and your mom's testimony as well, Willie. And the end of that movie was so powerful with Phil talking directly to the camera. I'm so glad you guys did that. Clear up the Facebook rumors about the health of your mom for me, if you will, Willie. I I have read what you have said, but I would like people who are watching this and hearing this to know directly from you. How is your mom?
Uh, Let me tell you, I'm laughing because she is so up and down. Like today, she is doing amazing. She had surgery yesterday, and
Or 2 days ago.
No, yesterday. It was yesterday.
No, she went home yesterday.
Oh, that's
We're
right.
up on our days now.
So she had surgery, and and she's doing amazing. I was just like,
So if you'd have asked 4 days ago, we'd
I
have
would have said not.
said it's not good.
But
But then, yeah, she had a surgery. She had her gallbladder taken out actually, and
which was causing some problems.
recovering really well.
That woman has up, and just the moment I'm thinking, oh no, she's not doing great, and then she just bounces back. And so and the rumors originally started because she was in one of these times where she wasn't doing great, and so I had said something about it. It got picked up in the news, and so then she's doing better, and she's like, why is everybody thinking I'm dying? And I said, well, Mom, that was actually my fault. I started that rumor because you weren't doing good, and now you're doing great. And so she certainly has some issues, some health issues, but also I think just dealing with Dad's passing and caring for him and trying to help care for him in the stage he was in life was just really difficult. And so, but she's doing good, and I hope she keeps feeling better and doing good. And so working through.
She was actually on the Duck Room podcast, which is the room we're in right now. She was on the podcast, and she said this was her proof of life video because she wanted to make sure everyone knows she's still alive.
She's got a lot of grandbabies to bring her joy, so I'm thankful for that. Briefly, before we let you go, give us a preview of the future episodes. You already mentioned a little bit about your father being in one of them, and I guess something about him. But what else can people expect?
Yeah, it's coming up in season 2. We have a few left here in season 1, and we'll have our finale.
We have the finale is a big gender reveal for Sadie and Christian's new baby, which I am very proud of Sadie because Sadie cannot keep a secret, but she has kept the secret this whole entire time for what she's having. So the finale actually is the big reveal for what she's having this time around, and she's due very soon. So like whether we'll see what happens first, if she can have the baby or if the episode's going to come out where we reveal the gender. Either way, you're going to know what she's having in the next few weeks.
Finale, you're considering starting your own entire hunting company.
Willie got me into a new type of hunting that I actually love.
Something nobody's ever even heard of that you could go hunt.
What's suspect?
Korie got really sucked into it for sure.
What that's going to be in the episode that we're talking
about?
On
the finale.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. Yes. We can't find out now. Okay. All right. Hey, always good talking to you guys. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.